Hello and welcome to the next video of my LPL 2022 summer preview. I'm covering LNG Esports in this video, as you can tell by the title. I'm going to look over all the players on the roster and the academy roster and kind of just give you a vibe for how the team looks going into summer. I have them ranked 5th. They finished 4th in spring, 11 and 5. And their academy team went 11 and 11, finishing 15th out of 24 teams in the LDL. So, an interesting thing about this team, I think that they're like BLG from spring. I mean, I feel similarly to how I feel about BLG. Star-studded roster, couldn't get the job done. In the end, definitely were not like. When we got into playoffs, I did not expect LNG to win spring. A couple weeks out before that, you could make a case that they could. 9 out of the top 10, I felt like could do that. But in playoffs and towards the end of the split, LNG just kind of looked like something was missing. And really, I think something had been missing for a long time. So Ale in top was solid, 8.5 CS per minute. Clearly a split push type top laner, 51% KP, 20% kill share, 22% gold share. His gold share is high because his CS is so high. Clearly farms, does his job, 12 out of 42 champion pool. Solid top laner. However, there are rumors that they may be looking at Zoom from TES. If that becomes the case, obviously my news and notes video, I'll cover that specifically. But I thought Ale did fine. He's a solid player. I think everybody on this team is very good at their role. It's just a matter of putting it all together, like BLG. When it comes to academy for this squad, the top laners both dabbled in a bit of mid, to the point where Leaguepedia actually listed them as both. For that reason, I really can't go over Clover9 and Panda C that much. Their stats don't tell me much because I don't know how many games of mid they played. I don't know what champions they played mid. I know Karma's listed for both of them. Karma's not going to farm worth anything in mid. Neither is Renekton. But I think one of them, maybe Panda C, played some Orianna. But how good is he at Orianna if he's a top main? I mean, there's question marks there. Jungle, Tarzan. I feel Tarzan may have been the thing holding them back in the end, which is weird because I think Tarzan is the best player on the team when everybody is on. Tarzan in some circles is considered the best jungler in the world, but 5 CS per minute's not cutting it. Even with a 74 KP, he makes things happen, but the 5 should be a little bit higher, especially given how good he is. 3.7 KDA is solid. 17.6% gold share, 16% kill share. At least he wasn't taking kills. But you would like him to have more of a carry role, especially alongside Doumbé, a guy that can play anything. You'd like to see more variety between the two. Maybe you see a situation where Doumbé takes a more supportive role and allows Tarzan in the draft to carry. I feel like that's something that could happen. Darwin in Academy, I believe, is ready for an LPL slot, 5.74 CS per minute. Farms well, 68% KP, so he makes some things happen. 22% kill share, 19.1% gold share. So his return on investment's good. He farms well. His KDA is almost 4.7. Very good player. Probably deserves a look. Speaking of Doumbé earlier, Doumbé continues to be one of the best mid laners in the world. Definitely top 10. 8.8 CS per minute, 4.65 KDA, 76% KP. And that's where Doumbé is that guy. He doesn't stay mid, he goes all over the place. And that's why the 8.8 CS per minute is so impressive, because he does both. When a player can farm well and make things happen, that is an elite player. And he is one of them. 20% kill share, 22.3% gold share. So he doesn't get the kills, and we'll get to that because Light is a big, big 80 carry. As far as the mid laners are concerned in Academy, Virgil and Knifen both played only mid. Virgil, 8.68 CS per minute, very solid. You'd like to maybe think that after summer he gets a look at an LPL slot next year. If he can improve on that, obviously can farm decently. KDA is 4.4, 69%, 20% in the peripherals. Another split, maybe he can see an LPL slot somewhere. Oh, by the way, Doomby 13 out of 42 champion pool. The guy plays everything. Just I can't say enough good things about Doomby. Knifin, 7.85 CS per minute, not good. If you're under 8, that's bad, especially in mid. He is behind. I mean, he'd get behind a guy like Doomby by 1.2 CS per minute. That's a lot. That's going to be a lot of gold after just 10 minutes, 12 CS. I mean, and that's just based on just on average, let alone the matchup. Um, so, I mean, Virgil's clearly the guy, and Knifin is behind him. But now bot lane. So Light played fabulous this past split. 7.77 KDA. CS around 9.75. Very good player. One of the better bot lanes in the LPL this past split was Light and Lamau. Just very good players. 75.5% KP, which is impressive in its own right. To see an 80 carry have that much farm and also get involved in that many fights indicates that the team really focused on team fighting and also helping bot lane. 37.6% kill share. He was the carry. Some teams you see it's around in the mid 20s. 37.6 might be the highest we see at the major region level. 25.5% gold share, also respectable. 9 champions played. That's a lot of champions for an 80 carry. We went over some 80 carries, only played 4 or 5. So twice as many champions, plus all the KP, CS per minute. Light is a very, very, very underrated 80 carry, I think, in the world. I think he should be in the conversation of the top 10, and I don't think he is in that conversation. I don't think people put him in that conversation, but I think he should be in there. Uneasy and Up, both Academy 80 carries. I thought Uneasy looked pretty good stat-wise, 968, respectable, 73% KP, so he makes things happen. He involves himself. Things happen around him. Kill share represents that. And similar gold share. So he's similar to Light. Just doesn't farm quite as well, but maybe over time he improves that. Maybe similar to Virgil, you look at this guy in 2023 as an option for one of the smaller LPL teams. Up 9.5 CS per minute, 61.2% KP in the 4 games Up played. Didn't quite involve himself that much. Wasn't involved as much. Obviously, he wasn't the main 80 carry. So you look at him as a guy that, might not be there next year. Support, Lamau. Lamau is very good. I have him as the number 1 rated player on the team based on their role, compared to other players in the role. Lamau is very good. 65.2% KP. You wonder, how is that 10% lower than Light? I don't know. You think you want that number to be higher because you want your support roaming. I believe a support should roam, makes things happen, whether it's in their own lane or elsewhere, help the jungler invade. 9 out of 34 champion pool, makes sense. 282 KDA. Lamau is very good. Just kind of wonder what he was doing in game. Iwandi did very well in his limited looks. 8 games, 74.2% KP. He involved himself over a 5 KDA. He should already be on an LPL team starting based on those 8 games. I didn't look at his past, but if this is any indicator, he should be playing for somebody. Or maybe you look at moving Lamau and you let Iwandi play. Who knows? Yawang in Academy, pretty standard number, 66.7 KP. 6 out of 40 champion pool is definitely lower than you'd like. And he's going to have to grow that if he wants to become an LPL support. But looking at this team, I don't think anyone's going to lose their job. Lamau, I guess, in some world. They subbed him out for 8 games, so I don't know. Honestly, I don't remember if that was COVID related or not. It could have been, theoretically. But if it wasn't, there is a world where Iwandi plays and Lamau doesn't, but Lamau I think is very, very, very good. I think this bot lane, you should not separate it. This team should be a Worlds contending team when this is all said and done. On paper it should be. On paper it should be at Worlds. But we'll see if they can put it together in summer. If you like this video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Obviously, this is part of an LPL Summer 2022 preview playlist. So watch all the videos if you want to watch them. I'm doing this for all 4 major regions. Like I said, I cover all four for every day, pretty much. So yeah, stay tuned for more coverage, and thank you for watching.